afternoon. I want to welcome everyone to what I think is a very special occasion um, to honor one of our native sons who had an impact on not only this community, state, country, but worldwide, Mr. Chadwick Boseman. First, I'd like to just say on behalf of the city of Anderson, we want to make sure that we are very respectful to Mr. Boseman's family and that we show all the sympathy that we can. And to lose someone of this magnitude, but not only was he a hero to many, but he was a son, he was an uncle, a friend to so many in our community, and we think that the family deserves to be able to stay in our prayers. Today, the city of Anderson is proud to display 20 pieces of original art from local artists that were inspired by the life and the legend of Mr. Chad Boseman. Though it's been sad and a very tragic loss, we do want to be able to commemorate him in a permanent way, and this is our first step in doing this. What I've been amazed by is just the spirit of our local artists, and I've had an opportunity to meet several of them, and I've met a couple more today in regards to these beautiful pieces that are behind me. What I would say is that this is the start of something I think is going to be memorable to the Boseman family as we go forward to honor Mr. Chadwick Boseman. And what I'd like to do right now is just to turn it over to a colleague of mine who's been very instrumental in putting a lot of this together, the tribute that we did directly after the death of Mr. Boseman. And I'd like to welcome to the mic Ms. Beth Batson. Beth?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, we welcome everybody. It's been a fun journey with our team that's now dubbed themselves Anderson Artists. And I echo the Mayor's thoughts that we want to extend our deepest sympathy to the Boseman family. What a gift he was to the world. And I would say that he was a perfect gift because he was a gift that inspired others to give. And I can tell you that after we heard the sad and tragic news of his death at such a young age, that the mayor and I and several of our city colleagues started immediately to work on a way to honor him here in his hometown. And like the mayor said, we planned an event for September 3rd, and during that planning process, artists began to contact us sort of organically and from like a grassroots way. And in the end, we had 5 artists who were featured at that event. And after that, we had conversations with those artists, and they met with the mayor, and we talked about how could we honor Mr. Boseman over a longer period of time and in a more permanent and public way. So the artists came together and they decided to reach out to their friends and invite other artist acquaintances to prepare art to honor Mr. Boseman. First of all, an absolute nod of thanks to our colleague Kimberly Spears, who had the idea to make this space a gallery about a year and a half ago, so that when this came up, it was ready for us to be able to do this. And it's a lovely space, and we've had lots of compliments. Somebody told me today, whoever's idea it was to do this was an absolute genius. So thank you, Kimberly. The process that's used here is a very interesting process. Our friend Rodney Ingram at Palmetto Digital does this, and it's a process that allows the artists to keep their work. Their work is photographed and then reproduced digitally, and some of these pieces are a lot smaller in real life than they are reproduced here. And then after the work's photographed, it's resized and printed on special paper and then heated to the wall. So when you walk up, you can touch it. This is one gallery where you can touch the paintings. And it's a really interesting and long-lasting process. So what an interesting journey this has been. I'm thankful to each artist, like the original 5 or 6 have been just a wonderful team, and they've represented Anderson so well. And they'll be standing beside their paintings. All the artists will be standing beside their paintings, and you can talk to them later. I'd also like to mention some folks that helped us in the background, that are in the background. We've had the advice and mentorship of a couple of our dear friends who are professional artists, and that's Herman Keith and Scott Foster, and they're in the back. So thank you, y'all, for what you do to inspire us and what you'll be part of this journey going forward. So, the first piece of art that we got, I made a couple phone calls on a Sunday afternoon, but the first piece that landed in my hand on Monday morning after Mr. Boseman's death was from my now good friend, Joey withinarts. And for those of you who know him, I told him one day, I said, here's Joey. I said, Joey, you're ebullient. And he said, Beth, you know I don't know what that word means. And I said, well, I learned it from my husband. But ebullient means bubbles. And so here's my friend Joey, and he's going to recognize his fellow artists. Joey.
Good evening, y'all. Joey. I'm glad that y'all here this evening. For Chadwick Boseman, you know, he meant a lot for us. You know, he was our hero. You know, and he inspired me each day to be a better artist. And I'm devastated that we lost a real good one. And I just want to have a moment of silence, please, on behalf of Chadwick Boseman. Thank you. Chadwick, truly gonna be missed. And I'm honored to work with these fellow artists out here. We all came together. Each artist, I just want to say, y'all did an amazing job. Amazing job. You know what I mean? We're a team. You know what I'm saying? We got to stick together. Definitely the artwork. You know, the first one I want to bring up is Pedro. Also want to bring up Nat Morris. I don't know if you see the name. Eric Greer. JC. And Trollium. Each one of us, our pictures was presented at the memorial service, and it was amazing journey with Beth. Beth, she went above and beyond. I mean, she truly she became a great friend of me, and I'm glad to call her part of my family. You know, and also the mayor. Man, you're amazing, man. I'm honored that you've done this for Chadwick Boseman. He definitely deserves it. Major, would you like to speak?
All right, I am Petro. They call me P-Ro, but that's my artist name. But I don't speak much, and I just allow my work to speak for me. And as an artist, I can speak for everybody else, because the colors used, the expression put into it allows us to speak, even if you don't have to. Allows us to breathe and to speak through what we created. So, as Joey said, I'm honored, blessed that a person that don't speak as much, art speaks for me and allows me to be in this position. So, again, thank you. Thank you, Anderson, and I appreciate you. I love y'all.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Trollium Dawson. I'm an artist here, born and raised in Anderson, South Carolina. I just say first I want to thank God first, the Heavenly Father, for bringing me here alive today, and for all of y'all to come together with us and support us local artists and here in Anderson. That's why I give thanks to my Terrence Roberts and Beth Batson for putting the event on in the city of Anderson. Basically give a shout out to my family, the Dawson family, with my uncle Marsha Dawson and Roscoe Dawson, my mom Teresa Dawson, that pushed me to be stronger in the artist and be able to produce more art. So what brought me here today is to support Chad, because he's a hero, and I definitely look up to him as being a hero of giving back to the community and kids. You know, and I'm a Marvel hero fan. So basically, I found out when he was hit with colon cancer, and I'm a colon cancer survivor. So I had to come out and support him and see what he went through. So I basically just pay my respect to him and his family and stuff. And like I said, I love Anderson. I love what I do, and I support other artists and everything. So I would say thank y'all for coming out.
Also, may I bring Chef to the stage, please? West Side art teacher.
Hey, it's too lucked out. I got a call on Sunday night prior to this original event on that Thursday because Beth had seen one of the t-shirts designed by Eric last year for school and said, hey, could these guys put something together for us by Tuesday? And so right after I talked to her, I called JC and Eric, they're brothers, and said, hey, would you guys be willing to do something? And that week they spent about 18 hours in my classroom putting together their piece as a collaborative artwork, and I'm just blown away what they can do together. I think everyone else really enjoyed it too. They called it Keep Striving because they were inspired by Chadwick's ability to go through all that he was going through without telling anybody. It was kind of a huge shock when the news came out, yet he put out multiple films and just kept striving. So that was kind of what inspired all that, correct? So that's
I just want to hand the mic back to Beth, the one and only.
Right, let's give these guys another hand. I'm so proud. And now the mayor has a special presentation for each one of these as our core team of featured artists. Y'all want to come out this way so we can get around the front. And,
We have a small token of our appreciation for these guys that have done such good work. I'm going to read one of them. And the first one is to present it to Joy withinarts. I didn't know that was Joy's name. Huh?
Within Arts.
Withinarts. With grateful appreciation for your participation as a featured artist in the City of Anderson's exhibit to honor Chadwick Boseman in October of 2020. And as I call your name, come on up, Joey. Mr. Omar, picture of him. To Eric Grip. J.C. Austin. And this one is to Seth. Trillium Dawson.
That's it.
And that's it. We do have some food. It wouldn't be City of Anderson if we didn't feed you. I might have to multiply and say something for the sandwich. But anything else about before we?
Yep, we're gonna invite all the artists who are participating tonight to come up. The mayor will meet you over at the boat, and we'll let y'all cut the little ribbon with him. And then we'll invite everybody to come inside. As the mayor said, there is food. And so maybe some of you can stay out here and eat while the other half come in here, because it might get a little tight socially distance-wise. We also have some special sound in here for you. So we hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you. Artists, okay, all the artists. Anna Grace, Brandon Seabrook Nelson, Caleb Bass, Frank Morris, Shakespeare the artist, who came all the way from Ridgeville, Ninja Picasso, Savannah Ralph, Sheridan Lee, Solo Cholo, and Shay Abramo, and Ford. So if all of y'all want to follow that way, follow the mayor.
This is my piece right here. Really, when I found out the passing of his death, I was really devastated. It hurted me truly. And I just felt like, I had to do this, and he deserved. I mean, this is beautiful. All this what we're doing for him, but we just still can't replace his life.
I see him as a role model to Anderson and to the world, and I want to look at myself as a role model to the kids of giving back to them and stuff. And I'm grown up as a Marvel hero, so I look up to him, see somebody from Anderson, come away from Anderson to be able to make it in life big in the movie screens, to a good character hero, to where I want to be just like what he is.
My name is Brandon Seabrook Nelson, and I'm a freelance artist and a coffee roaster. And I decided to create this piece called Purpose. I've been, following Chadwick as far as his movie career since '42. And what inspired me to do this is actually 2 days after the 28th. And this is on Sunday afternoon. I just put on some Black Panther soundtrack and just got inspired to do this piece. Very simple. It only took me less than 2.5 hours to do it. But I really enjoyed it. It was very restful to me, also honoring him. But something that he taught me was just a lot more about Black history through his movies. Of course, James Brown, Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson.
What inspired me was the fact that he was so persevered through his cancer and through everything. He still produced and he still contributed.
And I also had him wear of course, the T'Challa necklace to have a sort of nod to Black Panther, but I didn't want the whole piece itself to be just about Black Panther, because there's so much more to Chadwick than just that.
One of his quotes that really struck me was what helped build this painting, build it up, and so that's why I repeated the quote over and over and over behind his head, so that the viewer can continue to hear his words even during death.